What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Bears show. I'm Ivan Vargas. Merry Christmas to all. I hope you're having a good time. The Bears did deliver a Christmas gift to the city of Chicago, so I'm gonna go ahead and be a little bit happy, but I'm not gonna go ahead and be too happy. Before we go ahead and get started, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Tape Never Lies Network. Make sure you become a patron today at www.thetapeneverlies.com. The Bears win 27-16. Um, Bears were exactly like I thought they were going to be, right? In the driver's seat from the jump. Um, 21 to nothing right out of the gates. Or you had a stranglehold on the game throughout. Still a couple of hiccups, still a few things that, like we said, have been issues before, but haven't really truly been corrected. So, we'll go ahead and get into that in a second. Uh, as a whole, I felt like the Bears did a solid job. They did their job against a very, very bad Arizona Cardinals team. I was listening to Patrick Manley. Patrick Manley was very visibly upset on one of the post game shows. He thought it should have been a blowout, which as most Bears fans and I thought it was going to end up being. I know I predicted a little bit less of a blowout, but I felt like the Bears were going to be in control throughout the game. I felt the defense was going to do its job, which it did. For the majority of the game. But there is that little slip in the second half. There is that area that needs to be corrected when it comes to offense and defense and solidifying a victory, truly finishing out a football game. And I think that, as you gain talent, that could also be a reason, but you have to do with the players that you have on the football field. And right now, it just seems like, if with better football teams late in games, they find a way to get you. You were able to escape with a victory here against the Arizona Cardinals because of the discrepancy in talent. I said before, I felt like the Chicago Bears had the more talented roster. It was just about how they were going to execute. And to be honest, for the most part, they did pretty well. But there are times where it's when they need to have a play, when they need to have a score. It seems to me like they fumble the bag, right? They don't know how to, or they try to do too much in a sense that instead of doing what's been working, it seems to me like they try to extend their play sheet to try to I don't know, maybe disguise something that's not being disguised. I don't get why we have to continuously end up in situations where you get a fourth down, a short yardage play, and then suddenly we're going with not the guy that's gotten us there, which is Justin Fields. Like I said, if you're going to truly evaluate Justin Fields, short yardage plays, situations that count, critical downs, he needs to be the number one threat. And putting him in as a running back on a short yardage play, and I'm speaking about that third down with Roquan Johnson. Putting him in as a running back isn't really truly a decoy. You're not going to hand the ball off to Justin Fields at that point. As soon as you put him in there, I'm looking at Roquan Johnson 100% getting the football. You're not going to go ahead and hand the football off to Justin Fields. You'd rather Justin Fields go ahead and dictate whether he runs or not, but you're not going to go ahead and allow Roschon Johnson to do that. So for me, it was just another why are we doing this shit type of play. Why are we here trying to outthink outthink the entire NFL when for me the simple thought is, okay, what has gotten us here? Justin's legs, Khalil Herbert's legs. You had Cole Kmet had a fantastic game, and I'll talk about Cole in a second. But what has gotten us here? And it just seems to me like, once again, like I mentioned before, week in and week out, we're guessing what the identity of the offense is. And it seems to me like it changes from play to play, and there's no real foundation to how we operate. And people might be mad, players might be mad. I don't really truly give a shit, because I've been a Bears fan my whole life. Players have come and gone, and I respect what they do, because they've given us the best entertainment I could ask for. I can't be more, grateful to what NFL players do week in and week out for our entertainment. But the fact is that if shit's not working, we're gonna have to point it out, right? If the ship has a hole in it, are you gonna stay silent? If we're in a boat and suddenly there's a leak, are you just gonna sit there and not point it out? No, you have to point it out. You have to point it out. And it's not that I'm trying to beat down on any one particular player. It's just that as a fan, we reserve the fucking right to criticize this football team after watching it. Some fans for 60 plus years, other for 50, 40, your generation after generation watching this football team not perform to the standard which we thought they were being held to. You can't point to 85 anymore. You can't keep pointing to 1963. You can't keep pointing to the inception. Those times have gone and they're past. Great times, great players. They established what has become today. But right now, I just feel like the Bears are not. They're not it. It's not good enough. They beat the Arizona Cardinals. I'm happy about that. But it's not good enough, and players shouldn't get pissed off because somebody wants to ask a question that is, to be honest with you, I thought not that bad. Not that bad. So, Justin, stop getting pissed off about people asking questions. Don't go ahead and turn off the TVs, right? You're like, don't do that. Stand up to the criticism. Don't get frustrated about it. Stand up to the criticism. There needs to be a point in which people realize that you could have given, if there was a better team, right? If there was a better team out there than Arizona, I think the better team beats the Chicago Bears yesterday. I think they come back and win. I think they do. Look at last week, for example. Look at the Detroit game. We have examples of teams doing this to the Chicago Bears, and it truly came down to one of the final drives for the Arizona Cardinals. They could have done it. They didn't do it. It was a great Christmas gift from the Bears, but there's so many questions still left on the table. I don't know what to think. Am I happy we won? Of course. Am I happy we won? Of course. But is this the same? Is this sustainable? Is Justin going for 170, a bad interception in the end zone, and just using is that sustainable against quality football teams? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. And look. I love Justin as the player, the leader. Yeah, and I've said it before. It just has to be better. It has to be better. On that interception, you can see DJ Moore open on a post. The post is there. The post is there, and he doesn't throw the football. And for anybody out there saying, "Oh, Ivan's a Justin hater," also, no, it's not me being a Justin hater. It's me being frustrated with the lack of answers to the questions that we've been seeking. Period. It has nothing to do with the player. It has everything to do with why can't we answer the questions that everybody's been asking since training camp. And if we can't have the answers from these guys, then they're not the answer. I've had enough. I've had enough. That should have been an ass whooping. It should have been 42 to nothing. The Arizona Cardinals are a very, very bad football team. Very bad football team. Let me go ahead and pump the brakes. Let's go ahead and get to some of these comments in the chat. What's up, Tieran? Keeping it 100. This is not that show, but it is coming on Wednesday night, I hope. Unless the guys are taking a break this week, I might. I apologize to everybody that was thinking BHL was coming on yesterday. I did not get the memo, as Shane put it, but forgive me. It was my mistake. I hope you enjoyed tonight's performance. Anyway, Merry Christmas, Mr. Mayhem. Good evening, Michael Willis. What's up, Joseph? Merry Christmas. Jay, Merry Christmas to you. Yeah, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Bear down, Feliz Navidad, Ray Rojas. Edward C. Law, Merry Christmas to you, brother. Raymond Clark, Merry Christmas. I hope you guys are having a good time. Like I said, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Well, it's not so much bad news. It's just exactly what it is. You have a team, and one of our watchers commented last show. We're sick of, I believe it was Christian. We're sick of this same old defense first, run the football, black and blue, 1942 type of fucking approach to football. It's not what the era is calling for. It's not what wins right now. It really isn't. You're not winning Super Bowls like that. You need to find a quarterback. You need to find playmakers that are going to extend, not only be able to extend plays, but be able to make plays on their own. DJ Moore is one piece to the puzzle, and he's a playmaker, and he's able to make plays, breaking tackles, going 40 plus yards for the touchdown, going 30 plus yards, on a slant. It's just about getting them the ball, but also gathering more in your system, right? I don't believe in Luke Getsy. I don't. But I do believe that if you can gather some talent and you can find an offensive coordinator that understands rhythm, situational play calling, and has the balls at times to make certain play calls, I think you could find success with the talent on this football team. Now, who's that guy? Whether it's Greg Roman, I don't know. I do not know. I'm not going to go ahead and call it out right now, but I'm just going to tell you there needs to be a change. There needs to be a change. And I'm sorry, if this is professional football, then we're going to have to go ahead and rethink about what professional football is, because some of the shit that we've seen has just been way too sloppy. And I know every NFL game is a dogfight, but there's a lot of glaring holes on this team and a lot of terrible decisions that have been made that are just not, forgivable. Like, you just can't glaze over it and forget about what happened and what the outcomes have been. So for me, I'm looking for a big change. I'm a Jim Harbaugh guy. I want him to be here. I don't think it's going to happen. And I don't want nobody to jump down my throat. Just me thinking, I don't think it is a truly viable thing. It's like this. If Eberflus would have failed in getting this defense to perform the way it's been, right? Because the defense has been performing. Then I'm all in on them moving away from him after the season and bringing in somebody else. But now that you could see the defense making strides, and you can add to the defense, you could continue to add playmakers on defense. I understand that. But if you could see them making strides, especially the younger guys, Eberflus isn't going to go anywhere. But somebody needs to answer for the offensive failures. Somebody needs to answer for the uh, discrepancies on offense, the lack of, the confusion. Somebody has to answer for that, and it might be both quarterback and coordinator. I don't see, especially with Ryan Poles and the way they've talked about Eberflus. Like I said, you haven't heard Kevin Warren talk yet, and you won't until the offseason, I feel like. But with the way that the front office, to my knowledge, to our knowledge, feels about Eberflus, I don't think he's going anywhere with the way he's made the defense perform in the absence of Alan Williams. Now, we could talk about his decision-making on personnel, but like I said before, they could be giving him mulligans because they trust his character. That's just me. I'm not trying to say that that's what I want, but that's part of the reality that they might keep Eberflus and try to adjust in other positions, in other places. Ivan, great show, brother. What would you say our odds of landing number 1 overall is? 90? Well, we're pretty much in the driver's seat now. I don't know if anyone's paying attention to Shane's tweets, but thankfully the New England Patriots were able to pull that win out yesterday. So as long as nothing else changes, and honestly, I wasn't rooting for the Packers. I was actually keeping an eye on them. Like it was gonna be like it's a kind of a win-win for us, but a win-win-lose because we'll end up losing position. But if the Packers ended up losing to the Panthers, I mean, we still have the shit talk, right? We still be able to go ahead and say, hey, you guys actually lost to that piece of shit, that garbage heap in Carolina. That's just me, though. Vince, I appreciate you, bro. Coach, Merry Christmas, everybody. Sup, Ivan? Hope all is well. It is, man. You know what? Christmas was good this year. Christmas was fun. We had breakfast at Mom's house. My dad was cooking on the grill. Everybody, my family came over. My brothers were there. The babies were playing around. My wife now is actually taking our kids to Wisconsin. She's there now at my in-laws' farm, dropping the kids off so they can hang out up there while we have some alone time later on. So maybe it might be a very, very Merry Christmas later, but we'll see what's going on. Coach Dre, appreciate you, bro. Glad you're here. Lawrence, Merry Christmas. I have a Merry Christmas to you, Lawrence. I appreciate you. So yeah, man, I'm Jerome, Uncle Jerome. That's legit my uncle, Jerome Powell. He's in the chat tonight. So Jerome, my guy, Uncle Jerome is in the chat. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the details of this game. So Justin Fields, 15 of 27, 170 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 71.5 QB rating. There was a lot of missed throws, a lot of missed opportunities. Like I said, that interception, go back and look at it. I'm sure DDP will have a breakdown of it soon. He's wide open. There's nobody else. There's no safety help over the middle of the end zone. It's just DJ Moore and a lot of grass, a lot of end zone, and the trigger's not pulled. And that's part of why the criticism for Justin Fields is warranted still. I don't want to go ahead and say, oh, he's been here 3 years and blah, 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 blah. But you can't tell me that it almost looked like you were focused in on one guy, or like you predetermined where you were going on that throw. You looked it off. You said, hey, you were expecting safety help over the middle in the end zone. The safety dropped down to cover another receiver, and DJ Moore's open. Just throw it in the area. He's gonna go get it. The trigger wasn't pulled. Instead, you went over to Khalil Herbert and underthrew it to the corner. So these are the things these are the criticisms that are warranted about Justin Fields, right? These are the criticisms that are warranted. But then there's throws like the throws he made to Cole Kmet. I honestly, the two deep throws, great. Cole Kmet did a great job coming back to the ball, adjusting, securing the football. But there was one to the sideline where Justin, it's just talent, right? It's just, he put it over the linebacker, was able to deliver it in stride to Cole Kmet, going towards the sidelines. And it was, you couldn't criticize things like, you can't criticize plays like that because they look so good and they are so good. But it seems like Justin Fields makes the easy plays hard. It just seems like he can make a play out of nothing. He could do the amazing, do the impossible. But when it comes to, hey man, read the play, DJ Moore's open, you're looking over here. It was like it was 1, 2, 2, 3, and then he was already onto his next guy, and he didn't see the cornerback dropping back in his coverage, in his own coverage, and that was it. But nonetheless, he still underthrew the ball by quite a lot. So I think there was a bit of confusion. That's probably what the cause of the underthrow was, in my opinion. But to see something like that, Justin needs to correct those things. You know, when we hear this offseason chatter about, oh, MVP this, MVP that, or this guy's working with this guy, and we're expecting to see more on the football field then, right? Mooney and Justin have been working together in the offseason. Justin, you expected to see, even with Claypool, they were working out together, supposedly. Why isn't this, like, why can't you guys, like, why isn't there more progression offensively if this is the case? You know, I put a lot of blame on Luke Getsy. I put maybe a little less on Justin Fields, just for the simple fact that you've seen the problems that are going on in KC with Matt Nagy. You see the problems that have been going on for the past 2 years with Luke Getsy. I think, and it's crazy to say, I think that first game, Justin Fields really fucked him up in Cleveland. Coming back to Ohio, Cleveland rocked his ass. And I think ever since then, the lack of like true challenging, like true leadership, like there's a moment in time where you have to challenge a player. I don't think that's there with Justin Fields right now. I really don't. And I don't think that there's anybody in position as of now that's going to generate the best out of his talent. It just seems to me like we're still trying to fit square pegs into round holes. It's moving along. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm sick of our passing game not cracking 200 passing yards, or just barely cracking it. It's very old. It is muck. It's very old. It's very old, and that's why I said that these games. Yes, it's a win. It's a victory. I'm appreciative of the victory. These guys are sacrificing their bodies out there for us, for our entertainment, like I mentioned before. But do you feel comfortable now? Or do you feel comfortable that we're going to beat Atlanta's ass now? Do you feel comfortable that we're going to make up for the shit show that was the first game and beat the Green Bay Packers? Do you know that Justin's our quarterback? Do you know that Eberflus is our coach? Do you know that? No, we don't know any of these fucking questions still. And it's getting to the point where we can't wait anymore. Let's say they give them a third year, right? Let's say they get to another year, and we have this same shit mid-season. You're going to have the villagers are going to be at the gates of Hallis Hall if that's the case. If we're having these same issues, losing games in the fourth quarter, can't sustain offensive drive, having these drives that are three. We had once again we had games where we're going 3 plays, less than a minute in offensive possession, and we're still, we've done a better job in possessing the football. But when you have offensive drives like that, those are pretty much, you just wasted a drive. Now your defense, who's been performing week in and week out, has to stay their asses on the football field and give more of their bodies. And by the time we get to the third, fourth quarter, you're getting a pretty worn defense where a big play can happen because of fatigue. You got to make sure that your offensive drives cannot be 3 plays under a minute, 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drives, right? Because that's what happened in the let's see, Bears, second quarter after the Cardinals touchdown, after their first touchdown, you got Bears punt, 5 plays, 6 yards, 49 seconds. You got a Cardinals punt, which is great. But then you got another Bears punt, 5 plays, 10 yards, 42 seconds. End of half. Cardinals get a field goal going into the third quarter. Right? You get 9 plays, 23 yards, 324. Okay, I like the time of possession, but you're going fucking nowhere. Right? You can't have that shit. Late in the fourth quarter, another 5-play possession, 9 yards. You had 2 minutes and 16 seconds off the clock, but that just goes to show you that they're playing, like Darnell Mooney mentioned, way too conservative in spots to make you feel comfortable that this team's going to go ahead and secure the victory. It just seems to me that they either don't trust or they believe that they don't have enough talent to go ahead and be overly aggressive in crunch time. Just me. Let's see. I respectfully disagree. Niners are better at running receiver, tight end, and O-line. Oh, maybe this was to another comment. Yeah, I don't know about, maybe it was this one. D Dunn. Bears have 49ers offensive talent, but not 49. I don't know about that. I don't know that they have as much talent as the 49ers do. We don't have a Christian McCaffrey. Brock Purdy is a solid quarterback in the NFL. He's doing his job. We don't have the offensive line that they have. And even the receivers, Brandon Ayuk, Debo. You got, my God, I'm losing the tight end. Oh my God, don't come at me. Jeez, Iowa. I know he's from Iowa. Forget his freaking name. I can't believe it. Oh my goodness. And their tight end. Their great, fantastic tight end that I'm going to take shit for not remembering his name. Somebody help me out here. Kittle. Thank you. El Sancho. Thank you. George Kittle. Jeez. It's been a long day. I assure you that all the wrapping paper is off the floor. I'll let you guys know that, all right? No wrapping paper hit my floor today. It was all put in the garbage bag and we're done. No need to clean up. All the toys are all over the fucking place, but hey. You gotta take what they give you at a certain point. Love them though, but it's a mess. Parents know that. Brandon Norris. Losing Cole and DJ not healthy losing Cole and DJ not healthy made a big difference. Yeah, losing Cole, and I'll just thank you for this for the donation, Brandon, and for the segue as well. Cole Kmet, honestly, bro, like hate him or love him, the guy has been performing. He's been reliable. He's been there. Like he's had 5 for 5, 10 for 10. Now he's put over 100 yards in a game. And I'll point to that first deep ball, his longest catch of his career. He look at the adjustment he made. Which makes me believe that he's, his effort in the game is not underappreciated because he made the adjustment. The ball might have been a little bit underthrown, but he was able to adjust his body, go ahead and secure the football. I give a lot of credit to Cole Kmet, and I've been critical of him too. There's a lot of people that have been critical. It's just not warranted at this point, I feel like, anymore. I think Cole Kmet has earned a spot on this football team. He's earned our respect as a player. You might not like him for things here and there, but when it comes to this year, he's been performing. He got a contract. He didn't go ahead and take a step backwards. He actually took a step forward. So for me, I really think that we need to appreciate Cole Kmet a little bit more. DJ not healthy. Yeah, the DJ getting hurt on that, like, was it the first play of the game or the first play for the offense? Terrified me. Terrifying. I thought I was like, where are we going to go now? Darnell's been struggling. Cole, I wasn't thinking Cole was going to have a 100-yard game, but I was thinking, is Cole going to be able to step up? Obviously he did. So egg on my face for that. But, I think it was warranted with DJ Moore, our best playmaking receiver, going out. You feel a little bit nervous, a little bit scared. Francisco. See, but here's the thing. If Flu stays, so will Getsy, because no other offensive coordinator is going to. We can say that, but we don't know that. And I understand your point, Francisco. It's not like I'm saying you're you're wrong 100%, but I just don't think that there's just going to be nobody wanting to wanting to go ahead and step into this role, especially. And I'll say this, I'll caveat with this. They'll have to get rid of Justin Fields, or they'd have to want to work with Justin Fields. So meaning you could bring in an offensive coordinator if they really like what Justin Fields is and think that they could change him, or you're going to go ahead and give them an opportunity to go ahead and teach Caleb Williams and work with Caleb Williams, because that's who's going to be the number one pick unless the Bears decide to move elsewhere, right? So I understand your point. I just don't think that that's like the end all be all of everything. I don't think that's set in stone. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, Francisco. Vince, again, Ivan Flus has made defense better. However, regardless of any level of football, especially NFL, you cannot blow through. Yes, I agree. But like I said before, the politics are still in House Hall. It's just with different faces, right? There's still politics at House Hall. It's just with different faces. And they have a warranted reason to keep him here. Remember when Nagy, they made it to that, they backward in, they fell backwards into the playoffs against the Saints. It was like, you felt like, oh, all of a sudden we have to keep them because they made the fucking playoffs as a shit team. You're right. Everybody knew they were a garbage team, but they accidentally made their way into the playoffs. All of a sudden we got to keep them again. We got to keep them for a year. We got to see where this goes. Maybe this is the point where, the jumping off point where they take the step, and it just never was. And I'm afraid that, this is going to be the same type of mentality going into this next season because of the way the defense's progression has been. It's it's the thing that keeps me up at night. All right, like I understand everybody's point of view, and I appreciate everybody, but it's the thing that keeps me up at night because it's reality. It's reality of how the team has operated in the past. It's the reality of how we've heard them speak about the coaching staff, especially Matt Eberflus. It can be reality. I think that's something that we can't take lightly. Speaking of Matt Eberflus, let's go ahead and jump into the post-game interview from yesterday's victory over the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay, Christmas Eve, right? All right, so Merry Christmas to everybody, and hopefully you have some relatives in town and enjoying the family and friends, and certainly want to shout out to the Bears fans. They were great today, and they were loud and unbelievable like they always are, and certainly Merry Christmas to them as well, but and they're a big part of the reason why we get, we have 4 games in a row that we won at home now. So that's a big part of it. And we certainly want to say thank you to them for sure. The game came out where, obviously a hot start, coming out there 21-0. And, really did a good job with defense, making, holding serve there and making them punt. And the offense did a good job, after the first series, scoring 3 in a row, so that was really good. Overall, the offense obviously, runs for 250. We're excited about that. And a lot of times when you have a number like that, it's, your quarterback is a big part of that, so 97 yards by him. Had some really dynamic scrambles and runs. What was cool, though, was that he looked down the field a lot of times and made some passes too, which is what he's been working on. That was really good. And then Herbert, gets his 20 carries and over 100 yards, which is also good to see. That's really about controlling the game, being able to, when you get a lead like that, to be able to control the game with the run game like that. And the guys did excellent. And then the defense, played really well the entire day. I thought we did a really good job. One of our keys to victory was having the ability to, keep that dynamic quarterback in the pocket. And we had a lot of things up in the game plan. But as I looked at it, as we feel the game and start calling the game, our front four was doing a really good job of doing that by themselves. A lot of times you have to add another rusher. You got to add another guy on him. And that wasn't the case today. But that's my hats off to the front.
Let me go ahead and, because that was a great point. I would say this: it's not a lot of great points, Matt Eberflus. Not a lot of great moments with the press conferences, but that's a great point with the front four. And I mentioned it before: the addition of Montez Sweat, man, just like a breath of fresh air for the front four, for the pass rush. Who do you guys think are the number one priority? Should be pass rusher going into this offseason as far as free agents are concerned. Let me hear what you guys think. I'll go ahead and star your comments and get to them a little bit later. But I'm thinking pass rusher should, to put on the other side of Montez Sweat should be the number one point of emphasis in free agency, according, for Ryan Poles. Like, I think that would be an awesome addition if you could add another pass rusher with similar, a complementary talent. It would be just awesome for this defense. They could continue to have their way with the offensive line of opponents.
4, really good job. And then the secondary, again, had a lot of batted balls, made a lot of tackles in the secondary, and that offense forces you to do that. When you have that, it's just you got to do a great job of cup tackling, and for the most part, did a nice job of that. They had a couple of drives on us that got loose on us, and we'll correct those and make those things and adjust and get better that way. And then, offensively, we have to do a better job seizing that momentum. Justin gets that big run in the second half, and then we have to score there. And that's going to be a big part of we'll focus on that, because we've been talking about sudden change and momentum. And you get that a bunch of different ways, right? You get it through obviously interception return into the positive field. That one was created by Justin with the long, I think it was 39 yards. And then we got a cash in there, at that time into the fourth quarter. So, but overall, our guys did a really nice job finishing the fourth quarter, did what they had to do to get this win. And certainly happy for those guys. And, they have off tomorrow and off on Tuesday. I'll see them on Wednesday. So they got a chance to really, I told them afterward how important this is these next couple of days to really spend time with their family and their loved ones, and really appreciate them and tell them that because, our job is hard. It takes a lot of time. There's a lot of pressure to it. And it takes a family unit, and a lot of support from their loved ones. And that was a big, and that's what they get to do here the next couple of days. But with that, I'll open up to questions. Yeah, right now it's we'll see where it is. They will say need, but we'll see where it goes. It looks positive, but we'll know more tomorrow.
He's having a career day in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, what was it, 107? Yeah, 4 for 107. So
why was that?
Yeah, the one was a scramble, and you got a big body on a smaller body, and you just throw it up there, and he trusts Cole to be able to either come down with it or knock it down, and then he came up with it. It was a great catch. Those are always hard,
Thanks,
long
George.
Catches.
Appreciate it.
It just takes so much time, and then you have to body the guy that's next to you, to be able to get yourself in position. And man, he did a wonderful job with that. And the other one was a good play designed by Luke. There was a play that was kind of a hideout play, and that was a good gainer too into the red zone there. So a couple really nice plays.
What to you is the significance of this victory, particularly coming on the heels of last week and the bounce back?
Yeah, it's just about being resilient. It was attention to detail, on some things that we need to do better, and you have to do that in the fourth quarter, and you have to bring it to the guys' attention and the coach's attention, and we just got to keep doing a better job. That's 3 out of the last 4 now that we finished the fourth quarter, going back to Minnesota, the Lions, and then obviously this one here. And we were real close to getting it done last week, so I can certainly see growth. The guys are understanding and believing it, and they're doing the things necessary to get that done. And that's the proof that we have. And all you have is what you do on tape and what you do on the practice field, and they're doing those things, and now it's starting to pay off.
Do you see this as progress for Justin, or do you guys need more from him, particularly as a passer, to win consistently?
Yeah, I see it as progress. When you're the winning quarterback on the winning team, that's always good, right? And he's been part of that. The last 3 out of 4 wins have been coming down to the 2-minute, and he's been part of that. And I certainly do see progress.
On the Connor touchdown in the second quarter, it looked like 93 was dropping into coverage. Was that by design?
Okay, say it again. I'm sorry.
The Connor touchdown where Jaquan was a single high look, it looked like that 93 was dropping into coverage. Was that the right design on that play, or was there?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so on that one. I don't remember the exact
Call
that I made on that one, but I don't think that was the right design. It was he should be rushing there, I think. Let me look at the tape.
Man, what did it mean for
I don't like hearing I think, Coach. You're there.
Mercedes.
You're on the fucking sideline.
Yeah, that was big. The guys were excited about that. We had that play in, and they all start barking when he scores because he's the big dog. And in many ways, he is a big human, and he's a great leader too. And the guys love him for who he is. He's a special
What
guy.
it should be, Gary.
And he's really done a nice job of leading.
What it should
not
be.
only the tight end room, but also the help with the offense and the whole football team. And he's a sounding board for me many times, and he's done a fabulous job.
What was Khalil Herbert able to put together the performance again today?
Yeah, it starts up front. And I liked his tempo and the way he brought it to the game. And everything starts with passion, right? You got to start that. That's the number one thing, and he did a really good job with that. I thought he got his pads down. One of the nicest runs that he had was, it's what everybody runs. It's a play that's an inside type of play, and you're reading the Mike linebacker, and he did a really good job of capturing the edge on that touchdown run. That was the one that I'm talking about, and really good job.
As the Cardinals pulled it to a one-score game, how do you help the team guard against feeling like, oh no, here we go again, so you can finish out with the victory here?
Yeah, attention to detail, right? Attention to detail in your job and believing in yourself and believing in the guy next to you, and just take it one play at a time. And that's big time coach speak, but that's what gets it done. And you start
Bo
looking up at the
Callahan.
scoreboard and having all these different stuff. No, go back to one play, believe in yourself, believe in the guy next to you, execute the details, and good things will happen.
Okay. Yes, right. All that I agree with in theory. When you're not able to execute, right? And I'm not just talking about one play, but I'm talking about if you're not able to execute a package of plays consistently on offense, I'm speaking about the attention to detail part is a little bit more difficult because you're bouncing around so much. There's so many different formations that you're trying to adjust to. Or how are they going to go ahead and attack us this way? Oh, or how are we going to attack a defense on 3rd and 1? Well, we don't know. Is it going to be a shotgun RPO from Justin? Is it going to be a wildcat? Are we going to go on a jet sweep? I feel more comfortable having that Marshawn Lynch type of effect where it's I know my running back, my fullback, my offensive line is going to get me 2 fucking yards because that's what we've worked on. That's what I want to feel like. That's part of the attention to detail that I feel like, it's handicapped because on offense, you're trying to be just like everything. It just feels like the kitchen sink is being thrown out every fucking week, and you don't have something that you're truly great at. You just don't.
Yeah, it's like Charlotte Gordon's day. Like maybe what does he do? Versatility wise.
Yep.
Variable.
He's great. He's great. He's another energy guy.
I try my
passion
best,
guy like
George.
Brisker,
I try my best.
and a lot of our guys, and he brought it today. He's that position is a highlighted position on our defense, and you need a special guy that he does a lot of things in the run and the pass and the pressure game, and he's pretty much good at all of them, and he's going to be a heck of a talent.
And Terrell Smith made back-to-back stops there on 3rd and 4th down. What was it like to see a rookie come up big in a key situation?
Yeah, that's just growth for him, right? The more you do that, the more confident you're going to get. And we have a lot of 1st and 2nd year players that are on this football team that are getting that experience, to rise and take that next step as a football team. And we're going to need those guys. And Smitty's one of them. And he's done a really good job, coming in there, executing, attention to detail. Coach Hoke has done a wonderful job since he's been here with those corners. And, those guys, if I was going to be a rookie corner in the NFL, I'd just pick one coach, and that would be Coach Hoke.
Tariq Stevenson, Terrell Smith, they have been awesome. And obviously they're rookies. They need to have some seasoning. They're going to need to, continue to work on their craft to truly be great. But I'm very excited about where their careers could end up. The aggressiveness that Smith plays with, and actually both of them play with real aggressiveness, and they're not afraid to put their helmet on a guy. They're not afraid to put their pads on a player and make a tackle. That's something I love, and you saw a little bit of that with Jalen Johnson today as well, which is good. Jalen, I've had a lot of criticism about him. So far, all I could say is he's doing his job, and if he could find a way to generate some more turnovers, maybe he's going to find himself in a nice payday. I don't know how much. I'm not going to speculate on how much, but he is showing his worth this season. I'll say that.
And he's done a really good job with developing those guys.
And then Justin Fields' interception towards the back of the end zone. It seemed like the cornerback read that pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
How can you use that as a teaching moment for Justin?
Yeah, that was a max pressure by those guys. So we had 2 go to the flat, and we have a guy in the corner. So it was one-on-one coverage, and what the corner did was just slough off. he sloughed off on that to get the corner route to go ahead and take it right there. So, you just got to be able to discern that and read that and, make a good play right there. But the corner made a heck of a play. He kind of just sloughed off and ended up making the play.
How do you balance that? The aggression is one out before that. With knowing the game situation where it's 14 points, if you're in field goal range, you kick the field goal, you put the second range.
Yeah.
What's your lead of taking the shot?
Yeah, there is a balance there for sure. I do like a lot of the play calls in the fourth quarter. Taking the shot. We took a shot to Velas on 1st and 10. That was really good. And, that play there, I think the corner just made a nice play. It was like I said, it was zero coverage. And then, the corner just sloughed off and made a nice play.
Continuing to simultaneously develop Smitty and Tyree, did that have anything to do with uncertainty of Jalen Johnson's situation?
Well, I've always said you can never have enough pass rushers and you can't have enough corners. So if you want to keep bringing them on, just let's keep bringing them, right? Because those positions are really important in the NFL. And Jalen Johnson's done a wonderful job. He's risen to the occasion, and he's really starting to understand the concepts of our defense and how the style which we play. And he's been a heck of a leader too. And I can't say enough good things about his development and how he's risen to the occasion this year.
Matt, how important do you think that wins in these final 3 games today and the last 2 are for you when it comes to just instilling confidence in your bosses as they evaluate your season?
Yeah, what my answer is going to be, Jason. It's going to be focus on one game, right? In this game coming up, that's all you can do in this business, right? So we're gonna look at our opponent coming up. Well, first of all, 24-hour rule with this game, and then figure out what we got to get better at, and then move on to the next opponent. And every week's got its challenges, and if you focus on more than just this week, it's never a good recipe for success.
What would you like to see ironed out with the way that the first half ended, those final 2 minutes? What would you like to see ironed out from that?
Yeah, just execution, right? You want to see better execution. You want to see a good drill there. Which we work on a lot, and that's all. It's all about execution. Like I said, 2 minutes comes down to executing on 3rd down, 4th down to keep drives alive or stopping drives, and it doesn't always come down to that if you get chunk plays, right? And so just better execution.
What's your impression?
Mo, I can agree and disagree. Like, I feel like they're being held back, right? I think that there's a lot of angst with making the wrong or saying the wrong thing and being either ostracized from Chicago media or as far as the Bears are concerned with the media, there's a lot that goes into it politically that I feel like Chicago media, and I'll give them credit, lately there's been a lot more liberal with some of the questions and some of the pressure that they've been putting on some the players and the coaches. But I do feel like there's a line that cannot, or as far as media is concerned, that cannot or should not be crossed.
That's DJ Moore's ability to gut through the ankle injury and have it really early game. This is just a few plays and ends up finishing the game and making a few key hits.
Not surprising at all. Not surprising. I mean, he is one of the toughest guys on our football team, and he's very talented. So that's a really good recipe for being a Chicago Bear. Those are the kind of guys we like.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, Merry Christmas.
All right. Well, that was Coach Eberflus. I'm going to go ahead and move over the tab. We're going to listen to Justin in a second. But, he has some good points. Coach does. It's just you're still having these questions on how they operate, especially in crunch time. What is the decision making? How is the decision making being made? Coach, is this your decision making 100%? Are you just, being a nice guy and going with the general consensus? Like I feel like Coach Eberflus has a pulse on the defense, but as far as the entire operation is concerned, there's cracks in the foundation. There's examples to which he needs to delegate some of the, especially some of the coaching to other coaches. Like, you can't be too involved in all. He should be solely involved in defense because that's his forte. That's his specialty. If we're talking about him trying to be involved a little bit more in offense, I know he said that he did that in Dallas or did that in certain places. If that's too much on your plate, coach, then fucking put it aside. Leave it for the offensive minds. There's just too many questions for me to really say, hey, Coach Eberflus has been 100% solid. Like, there's no reason to question, his coaching regime. It's just not there. Like, there's huge questions. Three losses in the fourth quarter. Complete collapses. Yes, the defense is showing life, but there are huge questions still looming that haven't been answered. Here's Justin Fields after the game. Justin, I like the sweater. Honestly, he looks like is it a 90s throwback? Like, I don't know. He looks like he's playing in a 90s. It looks like some 90s style there, in my opinion. I don't know. Let's hear Justin Fields.
Interception that was supposed to be thrown to Khalil Herbert. What did you see on that play, and what would you do differently?
Yeah, man-to-man coverage. Saw the linebackers and the safety collide in the middle of the field, so I knew I had man from the start. And the corner ended up taking Bobby in the flat. And when you get close to the sideline, usually the corners, they didn't get the ball initially.
So they baited you.
Out, and he ended up falling off on the route. So got to see that. And if I were to do it again, or if I had it over, I would just drive that ball to Khalil, because the defender that had him, man, he got caught up a little bit, was trailing behind.
Should drive it to DJ Moore. He was wide open.
Drove it right to him, boom. Would have been a touchdown. So, I left air, allowed the corner to, fall off on Bobby. He had man coverage and Bobby fell off. And then he was able to
Bear Truth, what up, baby?
It's got to be
how you feeling
down there. Go zone. We have points already. We're up 14 points, and 17 would have made it a 3-point or 3-score game. So definitely got to, just not turn the ball over, and especially in the go zone, we already have points. But yeah.
Touchdown pass to Big Dog. How did you see that play unfold?
Yeah, he was the first read in that, and look back at DJ. Don't think he was open, and then I felt pressure from the left side, and started rolling out, and the guy that was on him and man tried to fall off on me, and then I boom, just threw it to him, Big Dog. So glad we were able to get Big Dog a touchdown today. I don't know when the last time I had a tutty, but I'm happy for him. So yeah. I did not. I just said, good job. But, pretty sure you got some barks out there from the other guy.
So when you guys go up 21-0 and then you hit that wall of punts and the turnover, you had a field goal. How does that happen? What's the difference between the start of that game and the wall, and how do you straighten that out going forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's just us. And it's that simple. We started on them hot early, and, before the 2-minute drive in the first half, it was penalties. I didn't really like the 2-minute situation, how we dealt with that. I probably would have did it differently. Had the clock running on that third down, and not have them get the ball but after the 2-minute warning. So they pretty much got a free timeout with the 2-minute warning with 3 timeouts. So I wanted to use a little bit more clock there, but I think all in all, we just kept shooting ourselves in the foot, holding penalties, stuff like that.
Attention to detail.
And, really, I was just trying to get them the guys and just have that 0-0 mindset, reset back to the first quarter, and just come out like we did, and just sustain that throughout the whole game. So definitely got to work on that, on sustaining that firepower we did. We came out 21 points, boom. So we got to keep doing that. Like, I felt like we could have put up.
You could have put up 40 fucking points.
40 points. So we got to just, stay on top of us and really not get, complacent, because you never know what's going to happen, as we, have found out in the past. So, yeah.
When you guys get into a lull like that, how much do you get to interject, or how much do you want to interject with Luke, trying to help figure it out what you guys need to be calling or running?
Not much, because, I felt like, first half, everything was working. So I don't think it's necessarily the play calls. I just think it was us. I think, I had a long run holding call, got back, it was multiple holding calls. So, I think it's not more about Luke or the play call and stuff like that. It's about us bringing the plays to life and us executing the plays we get, because we have them in there for a reason. We trust our coaches. We trust each other. So it's about us just, taking each play at a time and really just executing. 21-0, you got to have that mindset that it's 0-0, just started the game. So that's what I was trying to get our guys to do. And, we're going to continue getting better, continue to, play like we did in the first quarter throughout the whole game. So.
And this is part of why I love Justin. It's because, yes, I agree. He owned it. Execution needs to be better. But there are times, Justin, where it's clearly the play calling. And it's not only, it's not only just meatball fans. It's not only us podcasters. It's a lot of people. Professional football, ex-professional football, like media that are pointing to, hey, man, sometimes these play calls ain't shit. Like sometimes it is the play caller, Justin. And that's part of that's what I admire about him is the leadership. He'll own it. Like he's trying to grow as a man. He's trying to grow as a leader. But it's been a struggle here because, well, you've watched this offense. It's been a struggle. It's hard to pinpoint it. Is it fucking Justin? Is it the coaching and the lack of development? He's talking about execution. So now we got to look at all the players, and we, as we do anyway. But if you just look at it as you need to play better, coach needs to have better play calls, execution needs to be there on Sunday, then it's just simple. But it's not as simple as Justin may seem like, or may make it seem. There are definitely issues coaching wise, as far as, and as well as player wise, that really frustrate fans and really hinder the progression of this football team.
A lot is made about 300-yard passing games and these types of statistics, but for you, you're going to be around 200 yards passing, around 100 yards rushing. You think that's sustainable, something that you can win with, throughout the long term of your career? And are you cool with that?
I'm cool with whatever, as long as we win a game, to be honest with you. So shoot, if I have 100 passing yards with 0 touchdowns, 0 thing, and we get the win, I'm cool with that. So I know people love stats and so he only did like I don't care if we win the game. So.
But Justin, sometimes you do that and we don't win the game. That's what's frustrating about it. And it's not just about the stats. It's about the missed shots downfield. Yes, they would add to your stats, but that's neither here nor there. You could have more plays downfield. If we took it away, if we just obliterated stats, right? We just took it as big plays made, big plays not made. You need to have more big plays made than not made, right? And sometimes, a lot of the time, you leave big plays out there. You leave wide open receivers running down the field for forever without getting to the football. That's just facts. It's just reality. And like I said before, man, Justin, if he stays with us, I'm still riding with Justin. But I'm never going to go ahead and not point out issues that I have with anybody, with coaches, with players. Even if I have, even if I have respect and I have love for the player, I got to go ahead and keep it 100. That's what it is.
All I know is one went up in the win column today. So, and that's all I care about. So, yeah.
What up, Lucas?
Extended play, deep shot to Cold. What gives you the belief to just give him the opportunity to make play against a smaller guy there?
One-on-one matchup. DB
George, you're 100% correct.
Back there, he wasn't even looking back at me, so I just threw
100% correct.
Shot, and he came down with it. Cole does a great job with extended plays and stuff like that. Y'all saw that last week on the touchdown against the Browns, but I fully trust Cole. Cole's a great player, and it was a pretty easy decision with me, just down there, him one-on-one, and throwing it up, and he made a play.
Justin, what did you feel like was the key to your production on the ground today?
Just extending plays. Last week they did a lot of drop 8 stuff, so we were kind of expecting some of that stuff, but they don't have the fastest D linemen, so I knew I would be able to extend plays and stuff like that. But I think that's really it. So I told the O lineman, like, yo, we don't have to hold. Like, if they break free, like, they're not as fast as Miles Garrett, the guys we played last week. So guys did a great job up front. When I didn't have to do anything, and then scramble drill, I think we could have did a better job with that today. It was a little bit off on the DJ and stuff like that, but I'm just focused on keeping getting better and finish the season out with 2 wins. So. Yeah.
Issues you have in short yardage. So you guys have a jumbo package. I know a few teams have borderline eligible this year.
Yeah.
And this is a question that's been gaining some criticism on Twitter or X. Sean Sierra, Sports on Chicago, asking a question about packages and short yardage, which is warranted. I mean, you have these struggles in short yardage. It is what it fucking is, So I just think, and I understand Justin's frustration. You probably know a lot of these guys already. They've established some type of rapport with the media. You know where certain questions are going to come from, right? I thought Justin should just answer. I mean, he should have just answered it without any pushback. Like, if it was going to be a simple answer. But I don't think it was a negative question whatsoever. It was simply like, you struggle on short yardage plays. Your coach struggles to understand how to, operate his offense in 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. There's issues here. I thought he should have just answered the question. It was a big nothing burger for me. Like, it's people making a fuss about it, but it is what it is. Justin just answered the question, and if you want more positive questions brought your way, win more fucking games. That's just all I can say about it. And like I said, don't think I'm a Justin hater. Oh, y'all, I'm a Justin fan. But it's a justified question. Just answer it.
Tight end, motion, whatever. Do you guys have anything in the playbook like that? Because a lot of times you have tush push, tight end tush push, pitch, all these cute fancy things, as opposed to just lining up and smacking somebody in the mouth. You have something in the playbook where you can do that and just say, hey, we're getting 1 yard, you can't stop us.
Yeah, we do, but we just didn't run it, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. And the day I get a positive question from you is the day that I'm gonna be happy. So, yeah, we do have that, and yeah, we just didn't call it. The play call with Roshan, the 3rd and 1. Again, I like that play call. We just gotta block it up better and execute it better.
I don't like the play call though. Like, that's part of the reason where Justin won't rip Getsy, but he may be telling him things in private. I don't know if I don't know about the private thing either, but it wasn't good. I don't like taking the ball out of my top playmaker's hands in 3rd and 1. If it's going to be, if we're talking about a 3rd and 1, we're going to go ahead and go in jumbo and try to hand it off with our fullback leading the way. I'll take that shot before I go ahead and take this wildcat, Justin, the decoy that's not really a decoy because this motherfucker's not handing him the ball. I'd rather that not be, and Justin just traditionally hand the fucking football off and see where you go. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't seem to work. Getsy's plays, because they seem like Getsy plays, right? These short down yardage where he's like, all right, I'm going to out fucking think this defensive coordinator. I'm the smartest guy right here, right now on 3rd and 1. They never come to fruition, dude. They never find the success that we need them to find. So, I agree. Justin can at times just he's sticking up for his coach, respect, but that's all it is. For me, talking to you, I think that's all it is you got to look at it. He's going to stand up for his coach by any means necessary. You see it how you see it. It's not great. It's not great. So
It's that simple. So yeah.
This win brings you guys doubles the total from last year. Where do you think the progress is most tangible?
You said where do I think the progress?
Where's the progress most tangible, going from 3 wins to 6 wins?
I think just in our overall play. I think first year it's a lot of things. Everybody understands the offense more. Of course we have more talented players, like guys like Montez and Tremaine on the defense. Their defense is way better this year, so I think we're just better overall as a team. And we've learned how to win as this season has gone along. So as long as we keep getting better, keep practicing hard, and keep doing the things that we need to do during the week, hopefully we can get that win total number up.
So what's the effect on you when you drop back and in the second half, Cole's out, and DJ is, from the way he described it, maybe more of a decoy.
Yeah.
At that point, I mean, I know the numbers that come out of the offense when those guys are out, but as far as what you see dropping back and what your chances or options are, like what was different in the second half when you basically don't have those two guys?
I mean, yeah, you just play the play. You can't let who's out there affect you. You just got to kind of go through your reads, boom, 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 and if it's not there, it's not there. Scramble around, make a play. But of course, I would love to have those guys out there, but it's football. You're probably gonna get hurt at one point. So I know DJ battled through tonight with his ankle, and he's gonna stay on top of that and get it better. Hopefully, he's feeling 100% next week when we play. But as a quarterback, you can't really worry about who's in and who's out. I mean, I guess you kind of have that in your mind on mirrored concepts on the outside, to where it's pick a side, so who do you like better on a matchup and stuff like that. But with the reads that are pure progressions, stuff like that, 1, 2, 3, just go through your reads, and if it's not there, it's not there. Check the ball down, or make something happen.
You talked about what you did in the run game, but what about the team in general? Like, what, as you were game planning during the week, what did you guys see as an opportunity to pick up a lot of yards on the ground, and how impressed were you with how you guys did that today?
Yeah, I mean, the offensive line did a great job. Like I said, in the first quarter, we were dominating the run game. I felt like, after I tossed the ball or handed the ball off, Khalil had a lot of space to run. I mean, they were like highways out there. So, I think the Cardinals, they adjusted well in the second half, and there weren't, as many big gaps as there were in the first half. But, O-line did a great job blocking. Khalil, Roshan, they did a great job running the ball. Really just credit to those guys for, working hard and, attacking, practice and each and every day like they do. So credit to those guys, hats off, and, hopefully we can keep this thing going. Appreciate y'all. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Justin Fields. He obviously is happy with the win, frustrated with the questions, frustrated with the doubt, but the doubt is warranted. The doubt is warranted. And, I mentioned in the beginning of the show, for everybody that was there, and quite honestly, I appreciate everybody that has shown up tonight, that has checked us out, checked me out on another Bears show. Merry Christmas to you guys. I know today's about family and, being with your loved ones, but I appreciate you guys spending some time with me and talking about this. But at the beginning of the show, I had mentioned, I get the frustrations of the questions, but you got to understand the frustrations of us fans and of us diehards and the people that bleed blue and orange year in and year out, families that have been here, the generations that have cheered for the Bears. This is unacceptable. There's no exception anymore. There shouldn't be, with how this team operates. There shouldn't be an excuse for poor performance. When is it going to be enough? If they keep this staff and they don't perform next year, are you going to make another fucking excuse for them? Right? We got to have consistency, and we have to have it now. There's no more, leniency when it comes to, hey, we like this guy because, he makes people feel good or whatever the fuck it may be. I need to see wins. That's what moves the needle in this league. wins. Period. Justin Fields, like I said, I'm still going to be a fan. Still want him to be a success here. But you gotta understand that there's gonna be more and more criticism with the less wins that come about and the questions that you leave us with your performance. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. Everybody, I appreciate you. Like I mentioned before, I appreciate you coming out. I'm going to wrap this thing up. I will be at Soldier Field this Sunday. Bears, Falcons, if anybody's going to be there, let me know. Make sure we go ahead and meet up and maybe get some pictures, shoot a little promo, maybe go live for a second. I plan on doing something this Sunday. I'll be there with my brothers. We're going to try to me and the bros are trying to make it a tradition to catch a Bears game, whether it be Christmas Eve or New Year's, depending on, the situation and such. But if any patron, if any TTNL fan, any Bears fan wants to go ahead and say what's up, don't be afraid. Let me know where you're at. I'll be all over the place, running about. I think we're going to try to grill a little bit. We might have some spirits about. So if you guys want to go hang out, let me know. We'll try to go ahead and meet up and make it a good time. So anyway, I'm Ivan Vargas. I'm going to go ahead and leave my prediction for Sunday. I'll save the prediction for Sunday at Soldier Field. I'll give you my predictions and my pregame breakdown at Soldier Field off of my phone from come Sunday. So anyway, guys, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Merry Christmas to everybody that showed up. Merry Christmas to everybody that didn't. Thank you, guys. If I don't see you again, Happy New Year. I appreciate you. I'm out. It's another Bears show on TTNL. Make sure you go ahead and check out all our other shows. Become a patron, www.ttnl.com.